So now we've covered front headlock. Let's go into escaping from turtle position. Again, main differences here are going to be between wrestling and jiu-jitsu are going to be, number one, the threat of submissions. Number two, the difference in scoring criteria. Okay, whenever my opponent has a situation where she has a back, head, and arm, or control over my wrist, other wrist, here, and now she has a hand that can go in and strangle me, or she has a back, head, and arm, and she has a hand that can go in and strangle me. You cannot just be focused on escapes from here. You have to first defend the submission, defend the strangle, and now we can work to actually go into escapes. So you have to be cognizant there are submissions available here, and the scoring is very different in jiu-jitsu than it is in wrestling. The goals are very different. Her goal is to expose her back, expose my back to her. Okay, if she can do that and she can get 2 hooks in, she scores, and there's no consequences for her exposing her own back to the floor. Whereas in wrestling, the goals are completely different. She's trying to turn me and expose my back to the floor rather than to her. So the scoring criteria and the goals are completely different from wrestling and jiu-jitsu. That's why for our sport, we have to take some of the things from wrestling and use them, but we have to adapt them and change them and take what's applicable from wrestling and put it in, and use it in our sport. All right, so we're going to look at some of the classical jiu-jitsu escapes, some classical wrestling escapes, and we're going to look at how to combine them into one effective series where we can effectively get out against the best guys in the world. We're going to break this down into certain positions instead of just doing every different combination, because your partner can have many different hand positions, many different leg positions, many different hip positions. Instead of just breaking it down into every different combination you can possibly do, we're just going to break it down into near side shoulder roll, far side shoulder roll, inside leg, outside leg, stand up. So we're going to do stuff like that. I'm going to go into that in a minute here. I just wanted to give you a little introduction to escaping from turtle position, and then we're going to go into the overview and then start going into escapes.